So it's day 26 in the life of Liv. I'm going to start this video off by saying I've found it highly amusing that I spent hours yesterday researching how to find a post or a blog or publish video that you couldn't find. When all in all, it was literally just further down the list of posts because I'd set the time for it to be published when it was made, not when it was uploaded, otherwise things become out of order. So I learned a number of new things from those hours, which was good. And I was able to see the funny side of it, so that was good too. I have taken Graham's advice and written a few notes on my phone just to keep this shit under time and, you know, make sense, finish my points, things like that. As I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos, I'm very much working hard on telling one story to the end with a point before starting a new one. I'm not there yet, though. This could be a lifetime thing, work in progress. Today, where am I at? I have the worst interstitial cystitis symptoms happening today. That's IC for short. I cannot pronounce it any better than I can spell it without Google, but I was diagnosed with it over 10 years ago. Basically, I've had surgery on my bladder. My bladder constantly feels like it's full, and I feel like I need to pee like around the clock. And on days like today, I almost just want to pack everything up and go into the bathroom because it becomes quite excruciating, to be honest. It's definitely one of the harder ones to explain to people. Well, it definitely used to be my most embarrassing one. Now, thankfully, I'm at a place in my life where I'm like, I have far too many things to deal with, then adding embarrassment on top of that. Like, nobody asked for IC or any of what I deal with or anything of what anyone deals with. So, yeah, but I am having a really heightened bad IC day. Other than that, though, I'm feeling really good. I spoke to Grant this morning on the phone. He's been calling me in the mornings to ensure that I'm up. Thankfully, I have been. Today, not so good in compared to yesterday, but better than before. So as I think I was saying yesterday, I've been prescribed 3 dexamphetamines for my ADHD, which is one more than what I was diagnosed with, a hypersomnia. Now, because I have so much to learn, and it's not even that I have to learn. I'm at university because I want to be, because I want to do something with my life. I do not get student loans. I am not entitled to even apply for residency or citizenship in Australia, which just makes zero sense if you ask me, since I'm a New Zealander. It really causes problems with my health issues because I'm not entitled to anything that an Australian citizen or resident is. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. I'm feeling good. Talked to Grant, talked to Rachel, and I actually had a what I would call an epiphany, right, in regards to my university. So I have 4 psychology units left. I have research methods beginners, research methods intermediate, so both of this year 2 and year 3 statistics classes to go, as well as psychopathology and personality. Now, Graham is studying personality and psychopathology with me. They are his last 2 psych units, and he's also doing the last philosophy unit that I did last year. We were enrolled in the same class and he pulled out. So he'll be doing personality, psychopathology, and language and reality in trimester 2 this year. So I had planned on doing research methods A, research methods beginners, they changed the name, but same thing, along with either psychopathology or personality. And then I would do the one I didn't do in trimester 3 with the last remaining research methods in trimester 1 next year. Because I have 4 left, none of them work for the first trimester, so I'm not enrolled until July. I'm absolutely ecstatically happy about that, truthfully. I really do want to stay at the uni I'm at. Like, I made a video the other day and I was like, you know, I'm this whole time I felt like I'm supposed to be at the uni I'm going to, and I still feel like that. Last trimester threw me a lot. Like, it did. It threw me. It threw my self-confidence, threw everything. And that's when I started realizing there are other options. This video is going to be great for bloopers because, as we all know, I don't edit and I'm clearly tongue-tied today. Anyway, so this morning I was thinking about uni because I want to, well, start. I mean, it's now 1:38 in the afternoon, so the day's gotten ahead of me, considering I got out of bed at 8:15 after listening to my alarm go off from 7:30 in the morning. And yeah, so like I said, talked to Grant, did some reading, had an epiphany. Uni, right? This whole time, as I've said, do research, do one, trimester 3, then the other one in trimester 1. I don't think that's how I'm going to do it now. I have realised, since I'm studying with Grant for the 6 months that we've got on psychopathology and personality, it makes far more sense for me to study those two units. All my words are coming out backwards today. It makes a lot more sense for me to study the 2 units that I'm studying with him in the same trimester. Research is one of the harder units to do, but it's also one of the most important ones regarding what grades you get and whether or not you'll get into the next degree. Now, for me to succeed in what I want to do, I absolutely have to do honours. There's no other option. Everybody is like, oh, if you don't get the grades, just do grad dip. Well, I'm a Kiwi. I don't get student loans. Units have been going up every year since I started uni in 2017. I'm now in my year, like 6th year. I'm paying as I go, and grad dip is like 25,000 in comparison to 7.5, which is for honours. So honours is the option. Like I said, I'll work my ass off, but I'm feeling good about the fact that it just makes so much more sense to do those 2 units, knowing I'll be in the same class, same environment with my friend, even if it's not directly the same, because he'll be on campus, and as much as I want to be on campus, I'm not ready or willing to take that vaccine for COVID yet, based on the conversations I've had with my support team. And over here in Australia, the exemptions to it for medical reasons are just, they may as well be non-existent. They may as well. My doctor has said legally her hands are completely tied, even though she would 100% just write the extension for me if she could. But that's where I'm at, and I will keep checking in and seeing where I'm at and seeing the updates and, you know, keeping, how do I put this? Something would really have to change for me to be willing to go through that. I did realise this morning that by the time I get to, say, masters, you know, practicals, placement, things like that, who knows what's going to happen, right? I mean, we live in this world now. It's COVID. Like, COVID world is our world, so I know we're adapting to it. I always get tested if I don't feel well, would never go out if I had flu symptoms, none of that stuff. It's solely because I've like so many things that I'm dealing with and so many medications that I take, and just the simple fact is the first advice I was given was to not get it. I'm sticking with that one. I'm not saying I'll never get it, but it's not on the list of my top priorities because I spend 98.99% alone. I don't see people in person almost ever. Graham is the only person I'm seeing on the 1 day a week he comes, and he's up at Lake Entrance with his friend for the entire week, so I won't see him until the following week. And unless I go get my groceries, like I pick them up because I do online shopping, like click and collect, that's probably the only person I'll see. And I may just get it delivered, so who knows. And again, the driver would be the only person I would see. and I'm okay with that. But I am thinking that's the way I need to go anyway. Alright, my videos are always longer than I mean for them to be, but today, like I said, I'm a bit tongue-tied and all over the place. I have to acknowledge yesterday and all the hours I spent researching. I think I've spoken about that already. I'm 10 minutes into this video and I can't remember if I mentioned that at the start or not. So we'll switch to the very last note that I have that I've written down, which is that for some time now I've been contemplating getting what's the word, Blue? Permanently sterilized. So I never ever want to have children. Many reasons. Top 3 that I can think of is I wouldn't want to bring someone into this world. I wouldn't want to risk them ever potentially having any of the illnesses that I do, and there was only one person in the entire world that I would have ever considered having children with, and that's 1000% off the table. And in a way that's perfect because I would have done it for him more than for me. I just know I'm not meant to have kids. But I also know that 2 out of 4 weeks a month, I'm in such excruciating pain that it doubles me over, and I've almost collapsed. Last month I almost collapsed due to my freaking ovulation because I'm a super ovulator or something. I don't know. My doctor says I've got like 5 times the amount of eggs in each ovary than women are meant to have. Hurts like hell, and I want them gone. I don't want one of those. Like, I don't fully know about it. I'm still researching. I don't want the tubes tied, if that means I still have to deal with the bullshit. I just want it all gone. All of it gone, because I'm 36, and I never want to have children, so it's on my list of things to talk to my doctor about on Friday. I think that's where I'm at for now. No, one thing I definitely wanted to mention, which I didn't even write down. I meditated before. I did 10 minutes of, like, timed meditation with the, you know, sounds of nature in the background, the dongs to let me know how far into it I was. A lot of people I know think it's impossible to meditate. I'm personally one of those people of the belief that if you truly think you can't, then you probably need to more than the rest of us. I have been doing it on and off for a long time. It is absolutely something that takes patience. It takes time. It's literally different for everybody. I'm much better at the whole being able to detach. I am not the voice in my head. I'm the observer of the voice in my head, so I don't fully attach to the thoughts anymore, which is great. So during my meditation this morning, I decided to go right down deep into the most darkest place of myself that I could find. Unless you're someone who actually meditates, you might not understand what I mean by that, but I don't know how else to explain it except like that. But I went all the way down into where I could find what was the darkest place. And in doing so, I found something I've never seen before. I saw myself as a very small child. You know, when you're like sitting with your knees up against your chest and your head in your hand and you're crying and you're just so afraid. I saw myself terrified. I saw a very utterly, completely terrified version of my child self. And that version I saw is because she's very dear. That version of me, she lives inside of me. I am working my ass off to do what I can to help me. But that person, my inner child, is so completely and utterly broken and afraid, and always liked having death as the answer. And like, I used to be able to just say, oh, well, you know, if worst comes to worst, I'll just end it. I have severe suicide ideation, as I've explained in some videos, to the point where there are many plans. They're all perfectly be able to put in place at any given time without me even needing to leave my house. I will never act on them. I don't believe I will ever act on them. When I get to the point where I'm actually scared something may happen, that is usually when I revert back to what I did on Sunday, and I'm working really hard to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. But it was just, I don't know, I can't explain it. It was in my mind, in me, and it wasn't like there were thoughts. It was like this pitch black, dark tunnel, and at the end of it was this very small child, just so trying to be as small as she possibly could so that she wasn't seen, so that she couldn't be hurt. And it's like I finally feel it. I almost cried. Like that's who I'm trying to help. And I've known it for so long, but this is the first day I've ever remembered seeing this like the way I have. So I'm gonna keep sticking with my meditation, keep sticking with my studying. Got everything I need to do. My air conditioner is high as it possibly can be, with all, you know, the ceiling fans going, because it is like 32 degrees Celsius here in Melbourne, and it's just too hot to think. Like my poor baby boss, his birthday was yesterday. I haven't walked him in 2 days, and I highly doubt I will walk him today. And it's not because I don't want to, it's just because it's far too hot for both of us, truthfully. Yeah, but I'm gonna stop talking because it's 16 minutes, post this and upload it, and yeah, hopefully have a rest of the good day and not have to stay in the toilet for a bit. Alright, I hope everyone's good. Light and love to you all.